Hello, welcome to another wonderful session with the Wax channel, the arena of possibilities where we give you the best and finest education through engineering, modern technology, and entertainment. Okay, let us now look at Introduction to Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop, I'm using 2020 version. So this is my Adobe Photoshop. I double click on it in order to open it. Please bear in mind the versions in Photoshop do not really have so much differences. The differences between them is just very small, and so understanding this one can virtually help you to understand how to manipulate your ways in any Photoshop version. So we have different types of versions of Photoshop. Okay, so my Photoshop has opened now. I have these things here because these are recent things I've just done recently. The recent files I've worked on just within a short time. We are coming to create a new worksheet, or we have to now introduce ourselves freshly to Photoshop 2020. First of all, you have to click Create New. If it is something you were working on before and you want to continue, you click Open. Either than that, just go to Create New, or you go to File and you click on New. In Photoshop, when you click Create New, it gives you the option to select the paper you want to use, the size of sheet you want to use in your design. We have standard sheets like A4, A3, A2 and the rest, and we have those that you can custom in your own units. So Photoshop opens this for you to customize or select the sheet size you want to use for your design. First of all, let's look at this left panel here. This is the name of the file, so it is just giving you some details. Give the name of the file. So I'm naming this as my first tutorial. This is my first tutorial. Yeah. Now in paper selection, Adobe Photoshop 2020, you have to click on Print in order to get all the standard sheets. So we have in inches 8.5 by 11, that's letter. Then 8.5 by 14 inches. All these sheets are there. We have A4, we have A3. It is necessary. This area is very critical in Adobe Photoshop because if you don't select your paper size rightly, it will affect your final work. The quality of your work will fall. The purpose of Photoshop is to get a very clear job and a neat work. Okay, now once you double click on A4, the A4 sheet has to open, and this is the worksheet for Adobe Photoshop. This is a tab. Anything you do here, these tabs will be created at the top. Okay, so let me open another new sheet. This time I'm not using international sheets. I'm customizing my own sheet. So I go to File and I click on New. This same thing opens again. I'm naming it my second tutorial. So I highlight second tutorial. Okay, when you come here, you see pixels. That is the unit in which it is by default. You can click on it to change the unit. I want to deal in inches or millimeters or points, whichever ones you want to use, but I click on inches. Now it's asking me what is the width in inches. So I highlight or I select that space and I click, I select, let's say 10 inches by a height of 4 inches. Resolution should be higher than 72 in order for you to get a very sharp and clear work. Basically 300 pixels is better instead of 72. But remember, the higher resolution, the bigger your file. It should be on RGB color if you want it colored, or you can have other ones including grayscale. So basically, apart from these settings, you don't really do anything much. Just click create. So realize that it has appeared here, my second tutorial, and this is the size we've selected, 10 inches by 4 inches. So this is practically the worksheet of Adobe Photoshop when you want to do any design, including printing of banners, designing and printing of posters, flyers, wedding invitation cards, and what have you. The first thing that you need to know is to be able to understand how to use these various tools over here. Now, we are beginners. The most essential tools are what we'll be going through right now, so that periodically as time goes on, the subsequent videos will show us more of how to use these tools. Okay, the first tool over here is the pick tool, which is also called the move tool. Now when you look at the side of all the tools, we have some arrows which shows or tells you that there are other sub tools hidden in all. When you right click on the arrow, you see them. So you have move and artboard tool. Okay, here too we have the rectangular marquee tool. You have elliptical, single row. We'll look at all this. So our first assignment in this is for us to go through all these tools. Just click on just put your pointer on them and look at their names, because we'll be using all of them in our designs and in our drawings here. Okay, the move tool is actually the pick tool, like I said from beginning. Whatever you want to do or whatever you've done and you want to make changes to, you have to select it using the pick or the move tool. Then if in Photoshop we can make changes to text, images, pictures, shapes, anything at all, and these are the tools we'll be using for all that. Let us first begin with shapes. So after I've opened my sheet, this is where I have shapes. Okay, so when I right click, you see that I have rectangle tool, rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, and a line tool. This custom shape tool, we have other shapes which are not really shown here. We will come there. So when I click on the rectangle tool, it is activated. You just have to click. Hold your mouse and drag, and that is what we have over here. Mine is colored red because if you look at this point, we have red and a white. We are coming to look in our next tutorial how to draw various shapes and text, color them or give them some gradients and some slight editings for them to look much presentable. Please subscribe to this channel in order for you not to miss any of our very good and wonderful tutorials.